Alrighty then, everything is live. My name is Brimstone XD, as you should all know me by. And today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic that I've been thinking about in the past. That is, what does story writing have anything? I screwed up. Stop playing the stream in the background. But anyways, my apologies for that. So what does story making have to do with voice acting? And can the only stories you get come from script writers? I thoroughly believe no. And to help me out with that, I've got David here. Say hi, David.
Hi there.
David is a very long-standing veteran member of a website that I found called Yappa's Halo RPG. The entire premise around it is basically you make a character and you play that character in the Covenant War in the Halo universe. Care to tell us any more about that, David?
Well, basically, Yappa's Halo RPG came out about the same time as Halo 2. Started by a guy ironically called Yappa. And he was just looking for an outlet to share his love of the story of Halo with other people. And so it's evolved from there into a very large database of very talented writers that just share their love for Halo.
Seems very simple enough, right? And
Sure is.
And honestly, I find that over the internet, a lot of the ideas for these websites start off with these tiny, simple little ideas. There's another one that I found called Star Army, and that thing is just massive. And it's about as old as Halo RPG, and it started off with the same concept. Tell what is your real joy about?
My real joy about Halo comes from the fact that it's a complex story that's evolved over the years. From Halo 1 about Halo and Forerunner objects to Halo 3, where it's completing the conclusion. And it's just encompassed a very large universe. That's what attracted me to it.
Sorry for interrupting you, by the way.
Of course.
I did not intend it to come out that fast. But in the fact that we were talking about Halo today, I might ask you some of your opinions on some of the more controversial things that are going on around Halo later on in the video.
Sure.
But for right now, I want to stick to the story. So you play a character called Admiral David Vardy, correct?
That is correct. Not a very original name, but I like it.
Hey, you know what? Everyone, different strokes for different folks and all that kind of stuff. But what is one of your favorite moments with him?
One of my favorite moments with Admiral David Vardy, I would have to say probably when I first introduced him into the RPG, back when Mission 6 was a thing, when I had first shown him getting into the combat in space, and I had, at that time, had what we called a Super Max ship, and unfortunately it's been discontinued from the RPG, for realism purposes, of course.
Of course.
And how I had taken out 2 Covenant destroyers at once.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite moment, but also probably one of the most unrealistic moments we've had.
Yes, and as I understand, despite being in a universe of aliens attacking humanity and giant spaceships, you take a lot of care to make sure that things at least try to remain realistic.
We do. We pride ourselves on trying to curb the fantasy aspect and trying to give players a more realistic approach.
Like going through the site and everything like that, I've seen quite a few discussions bringing out like physics and hardcore maths, just to prove a point and explain why something should and should not happen. And it's like the fact that people can get to such a level is over a story. A lot of people would look at this and be like, "Why are you learning so much just to argue a point here?" Like some of these people sound like they're arguing for like math degrees and stuff, and yet they just want to figure out if this guy shot this guy.
Yeah, well, in a way, realism helps us to become more in depth to the characters that we play, and to a lot of people, that's the main appeal.
So I heard you talking about missions, and you mentioned mission 6, and I saw something about mission 9.
Hmm.
So I figure there are 9 missions overall.
Actually, there's a lot more than 9 missions. We actually did what we call rollback a little while ago. We kind of reset the Halo universe because we felt we were getting to a point where it was getting a little stale. And so we reverted.
Oh,
There's
so
been
there.
many missions in the past at Yappa's Halo RPG.
Oh, so
Many.
so you just keep resetting the war whenever it ends.
Well, yes and no. Sometimes the story arc that we go across doesn't quite pan out the way that it could. And so what we do is we go back, we rethink it, and then go on a different path.
All right.
Because there have been roadblocks in the past where people have really disliked the way it was going and no one was participating, so we've had to rethink it.
Yeah, and as with any good thing, it always needs to be rethought. So story is important, as it always is. You're
Hmm.
writing a story, so without it, what would be the point? Yeah.
Correct.
So out of all the missions that you've done, out of the 9 you have right now, let's try to narrow it down. 'Cause, which is your favorite?
Well, to be frankly honest, I liked Mission 7, if I'm not mistaken. Mission 7 was a pretty good mission for me.
Now I know nothing about Mission 7, so if you could give me the laydown on Mission 7, that'd be great.
To be honest with you, I can't really remember too much. Mission 7 was a couple of years ago.
Oh,
So
um,
I just know that I truly enjoyed it. I can't really remember much specifics about it, to be honest with you.
all right, all right. So coming back into voice acting here,
Mhm.
a lot of threads. You've got a lot of threads going. You've done a lot of threads. Out of all the threads that you've read, you've participated in, or you've heard people participate in, which thread would you like to have a team of voice actors do?
Well, I would like voice actors to do a lot of sandbox area, like when you have the sandbox area, fan fictions and character backstories, practice RPing. There's a lot of good RPs in there that would really benefit from a good voice acting.
Yeah, I could imagine. I really could. And this the sandbox area is very um, broad in its topics because you can go out of Halo there, right?
Very much so. You can go out of Halo into other games, other universes. I myself have put Destiny in there. Other people have put Fallout, Red Dead Redemption of all things, and many other stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I asked that question for a very specific reason, and I think we'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
I really think we'll get to that a little later. But Mission 9, the current mission going on right now.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that some people from Yappas might participate in this. Um, in watching this stream, of course.
Of course.
Uh, what are your hopes for Mission 9?
My hopes for Mission 9, I hope that continues on the way it is. I hope that develops into something more. Right now, a lot of people are. It was a little stagnant for a while, but now that people are starting to participate again, I'm hoping that it'll evolve into the large ground scale battle that the staff hoped it would become. Because in the past, we haven't had too much of large ground based combat. We've had a lot of space combat, but not much ground. So I'm hoping that when people post, it'll evolve into a large ground battle that involves many different elements.
And see, that's the confusing part to me because when I look over the mission and I notice that the space side of things is rather stagnant, whereas the ground side is getting a lot more of the activity.
Partially that is actually my fault. Being my Admiral, I actually have been remiss in posting there because my Admiral is part of the. I think I'm part of the 14th Fleet. I'm actually the commander of the 14th Fleet, and I haven't posted directing any of the battle yet.
All right,
So
have
that
you
that's
guys
mostly me.
and you guys go with the whole like you can't act without orders, etc., etc.
Well, I've done a few steps to remedy that. I've given people permission to NPC my character when needed, so that they can get the space battle flowing again.
And that is something that's rather interesting. NPCing someone else's character.
Well, NPCing someone else's character it's helpful because sometimes the person that's playing the character, isn't available. Maybe he's got a big case of writer's block, and obviously you wouldn't NPC without permission.
Oh yes, no, it's someone else's character. It's someone else's property essentially.
Yes.
So so we're bringing back the question of which thread would you like voice acted. Thinking of the primary canon stuff that you guys do, not in the sandbox.
Right.
Anything from there you think would be done.
Actually, you know what? If you're speaking of voice acting, I think Mission 9 probably would benefit from that.
So you think out of all the missions, Mission 9 would benefit from the voice acting?
Yes. Because it would give a better sense of realism. It would give a voice to the text. And I think people would really get into that.
So how do you think, given that everyone owns their own character, how do you think auditions for that would go? I think that'd be really interesting. Do you think the
It'd be very
staff
interesting.
do you think the staff should get together and if let's say people did put in auditions and stuff like that, do you think the staff would get together and decide which voice suits which character best, or do you think the person who owns the character should really have the predominant choice in that decision?
It's a good question. To be honest with you, the staff should be able to weigh in on it, but at the same point in time, it is the person's character, and that person should have the ability to voice their own character.
Oh,
Now, at the same point in time here, going on the other side of the coin, if the person feels that another voice would be better suited, they would be able to speak up and say, hey, maybe this guy is better for this role.
yes, no, and I, I, I I see where you got the I see where you messed up because I wasn't asking the question in the sake of do you think players should voice their own characters. I was thinking of more if people sent in auditions from off-site.
Ah, my apologies.
Yes, who do you think should have the final say in which audition goes?
I would say an equal mix of the staff and the person who has the character.
Yeah, because if let's say I know Goody, one person on the website, he comes off as a little bit of like a player,
Hmm.
jokester, maybe have one of his big macho burly men if he has one played by a girl or something like that. Couldn't have that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some competitions? Competitions. There we go. Competitions. You've got competitions on the website.
We do?
Yeah. So right now you've got the 7th annual Halloween competition going on.
That's correct.
Any way in on that?
It's been definitely a big part of the site, and it's actually drawn a lot of attention, especially since Super Commando was so, adamant and very heavy into it.
And
It's definitely been a good generator of stories for us.
and that's great. And sticking on that, how many of those stories have you read
I haven't read any at the current moment in time, to be honest with you.
from all 7 years?
From all 7 years, no, I've read some from the previous six.
All right. Any that just shoot out at the forefront of your mind?
Not particularly, no. They've all been equally good and great. Because we have some really good power writers like Lau, for example. She's written some really good stories.
Yeah. Lax Knight, I believe.
Yes, Lax Knight's another one.
Goody, as I mentioned, he's someone who sometimes chimes in.
Hmm.
Um,
And now
so
there's been many stories from people that aren't even on the site anymore.
and yeah, people come and go and everything like that. So here's why I asked the question: what thread would you want to be acted? Because I come from a group of voice actors,
Right.
There's about 42 of us. And I spoke with them, and I knew you guys were doing this competition for a scary story, and I wanted to see if I could do my part and create a prize for that.
Right.
So what I'm going to offer right now is the winner of the seventh annual Halloween story contest. Given it's the seventh, it's a very big number for the Halo fandom in a general sense because of how important seven is to the fandom.
Absolutely.
The winner of that story will get their story voice acted.
Sounds like a great prize.
You know, they'll have the forefront position. They'll get to choose what lines they want as their audition lines. They'll get to choose who they want to do the audition, and so on and so forth. So
Right on.
everything will already be written because whoever wins. The entire thing will be voice acted with whatever parts that the person wants added.
That sounds like a great idea.
Do you think that that'll be something that might generate a little bit of interest?
Oh, very much so.
Alrighty then. So when this is done, I'll relay that to my group. If you could relay that to the people who are required for that decision. As I understand, you used to be the admin, but you've handed that off to Lau.
That's correct. For a while, due to sickness, due to work, I've just haven't been able to maintain the site as properly as I should have. And
And
so I've decided to hand it off to Lau because I know that she can bring the site back up to active status.
and you know what? It takes a very big man to say that, say that, you know what, I can't do this. I need help, or what have you.
Well,
So
I've held on to the admin position many times in the past, and you know what? At this point in time, it needs to go to someone who has fresh ideas and who has the ability and the time.
absolutely. So right now we're going to do a little thing that we normally do on this channel. And have you ever heard of the website called Casting Call Club?
No, actually, I haven't.
All right. So basically, what Casting Call Club is it's a hub for people who create things to be voice acted. So machinimas, audiobooks, fan dubs. You can find anything that has voice acting in it on this website.
Okay.
And basically, what we do is I send you a link of a casting call that catches my attention, and we go through it and we make comments about it. Sometimes they're not exactly positive, but it's all about criticism, right?
Sure.
And given that you're not exactly into the whole voice acting thing as much as some other people may be, I think that'll be a rather interesting point of view. You might have
Hmm.
some comments and concerns. So I'm just looking for something with a little bit of I guess content to it
Right.
for us to go through, and I think I found one. Um, and we pretty much graded on how professional it sounds, how well it was written, how well someone can get an idea of what they're doing when they're doing their audition,
Right.
and other general things like that.
Right.
Do not be afraid to be mean with some of these things, right? Because, at the end of the day, you're posting it on the internet. Can't take the heat. Don't stand in the kitchen.
Right on.
So I've sent you the link. The casting call is called Morning Glories,
Hmm.
and first thing it starts off with is rules, which is good. You know,
Always.
having a clear set of defined rules, perfect. So the rules are: you must have a clear microphone with no background noise, or else you will not be cast.
Understandable. You can't do a very good voice acting if you always have constant static.
Or just anything in the background. Silence is golden in that sense.
Right.
So if you aren't willing to cooperate and continue with this project for long term, I suggest this project is not for you.
Hmm.
See, I have a problem with that line. and that is the I suggest this project isn't for you. Why are you suggesting it? Why do you think
Yeah,
this person's suggesting it? Doesn't
I'm not. I'm thinking he's just trying to be diplomatic.
show business? You can't be diplomatic. It's go big or go home. If you're not willing to cooperate and continue with this project, get out. We don't want you. We don't need you. You know, because when it comes to projects, it's very you have a timeline. You've got a deadline. It's not whenever you've got free time. It's I have a period in time in which I need to get this out, or else it's not going to work.
Right.
Right. So being direct, don't be diplomatic. Don't show weakness. Okay, this is especially true for casting calls and projects such as these. Please get lines in on time. Be cooperative. These all make sense. If you've got issues like sending me lines on time or something happened, please let me know by private message or email. I know we've got lines outside of this, but I'm understanding. I don't know if I'm reading that wrong, but let's get down to the characters. So Cassie.
Sorry, I'm also scrolling here just to make sure.
Yeah. Very first one. So Cassie, she is one of the new students at Morning Glory Academy. She is strong-willed and can be extremely aggressive when angry. She has a main role. How do you
Hmm.
want this person to sound? Do you have an idea?
Well, if she is strong-willed and extremely aggressive, I would voice her as being assertive all the time.
So do you have
Very
any characters that you'd think of right off the top of your head that might fit this role well?
Actually, I do. I believe my sergeant would fit that bill.
Oh,
I do
really?
have a sergeant, yes, actually,
Oh, that's an interesting one.
because my sergeant is very strong-willed and aggressive.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So we got two here. We got two auditions here. Take a quick listen to the auditions if you want. Tell me if any of them would meet your standards of a character of this type.
Just give me a moment here. I'm just going to do that.
That first one.
Oh my God. Hmm.
Okay, okay.
I gotta stop right there because honestly, it's not glitched. It's cliched.
I know. That was the exact problem I had the entire time. It's not glitched, it's cliche.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just the way she was delivering the lines, it was forced. It was so unnatural.
yeah. It's just and then one of them, I think the second time she did the first line. Now let's see how much leverage you still have when I burn this goddamn place to the ground. She said, "Now let's see how much leverage you will still have when I burn this goddamn place to
Yeah,
the ground."
she ad libbed the line, which is never really usually a good idea. Sometimes it can work,
Yeah, but you
but
have
not
to be.
always.
Yeah, you have to do it right. You can't just add a word in. That's not ad libbing. That's just saying the word wrong.
Hmm.
You will still have. Eh, that just doesn't work. And then you killed my parents. Go to hell. I didn't even listen to that one.
No, neither did I. I stopped.
Um, so let's try Harumi.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
much better than the first.
You're right. It was better. I'm not sure if it was much better, but it was better.
Um, I just she didn't get the she. I felt the last line was just so down, you
It was
know.
underwhelming.
Yeah, it was. It was. She sounds like she's just passively angry about it. You know, like some guy just broke up with her. You know, you just killed my parents. Go to hell.
Hmm.
No, like, oh god damn. I just doesn't work that way. It just
Unfortunately, no, it does not.
scream at your microphone. Like I don't get like you're going into voice acting. I know you're probably in a house with someone, but if you're gonna do auditions, save the audition like the time that you're doing audition for when you're alone. You know, when no one's in the house, you don't have to worry about people looking at you like you're absolutely crazy. Because
Right.
I remember doing a audition for a Dragon Ball Z thing. And I was going for Vegeta, and one of the things that they had to do is like you have to make battle sounds. So I'm in my bedroom, my wife and son are out in the living room, and they're hearing me doing all these like grunts and like all this kind of stuff, and they're just like, "What the hell is he doing?"
Yes, this is why I usually don't try and talk when people are home.
It's like, who are you talking to? People on the internet. Oh. But yeah, I feel I do a fairly good Vegeta. I do a really good Krillin, but Krillin had like 87 auditions, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna post my audition, and they're not even gonna listen to it because they're gonna find the person way before me. So Hasayo and Jun. Japanese accent would be great. Oh my god. Okay, whenever somebody puts an accent for like Japanese, it's always a troll. There's always a troll. So let's see if that stays true. Okay, so that person's automatically out because he has static in the background. If you can
Yeah,
hear that.
I can actually.
Um, so uh, so he's automatically defaulted out. And so I'm not even gonna finish listening to that. News Sparks. And there's your troll. There is your troll. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, see, okay, the problem with having a Japanese accent is the fact that, like, where is this taking place? Is it taking place in America? I would assume it's taking place in America. But if you're going for an accent, don't mention the accent. You know?
Hmm.
Does it make sense? Just throw in this person is from Japan. Okay? He is an immigrant from Japan, and a good voice actor will go, he should have a Japanese accent. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You
I
got
do.
anything for it?
No, not really. No, you've basically summed it up.
Fair enough. Any of these roles look interesting to you? Anything that you would particularly want to go for?
Well, without knowing really what the big story is all about, I'm not sure I'd be able to give a very good audition to any of the characters here.
Like, what do you want to critique? Which one looks interesting for you to go like, oh, let's
I'm curious about having a Canadian accent. Being Canadian myself, I don't hear my accent.
neither
So
do I.
this
And
this
I
should
live
prove
like
interesting.
right across the province from you.
So I'm rather curious about this Hunter character.
Hunter. All right, Hunter. He is a student at Morning Glory Academy. I think they're all students from Morning Glory Academy. He is shy and he has a Canadian accent.
That's why I pointed it out.
let's critique these people's Canadian accent, shall we?
Sure.
Got two Canadians doing it. So Annie 8987 did it. The three lines, or maybe we should accept that I'm not cut out for this. You want me to come with you, and then I just thought, wow,
Okay.
is that really going to be the last thing I'm
I
talking
just
about?
actually, I'm actually listening to Andy right now. His microphone's so quiet you can't hear him.
Is it?
Yeah,
He,
I couldn't hear him very well.
yeah, it is really hard to hear. It sounds like he's a couple feet away from his microphone.
Yeah.
Not microphone quality. He's just really far away from his microphone. Um, and no Canadian accent at all. He just lowered his voice, and he's like, and then I thought, wow, is that really going to be the last thing I think about? Is that what I care about the most right now? It's just, he sounds dazed, like in a constant state of confusion.
Hmm.
Okay, Chickenberg sounds like he's doing his audition in a gym. So
Yeah, it's very tinny and distant.
yeah, so he's either using a poor quality microphone from far away, or he's in a very large room with no sound baffling. Like, come on, man, do it in your bedroom. Mattresses are the best sound baffles on this planet Earth. Nothing cheaper and better. New Spark. All we need is for this guy to have a line saying, "Want to go out for a rib." That's all we need. From the Great White North, eh, bye. That's a
Yeah.
smooth stone, don't you know?
And I listened to News Spark, and it was okay,
He's
but not great.
yeah. Out of the three, who would you pick?
Honestly, none of them.
None of them?
None of them.
None of them? Really?
I didn't feel any of them really capture a Canadian, but maybe that's just me. The thing is, I don't want to sound arrogant because, frankly, I know I don't sound very good myself.
That's, I guess. So
Well,
there
part
is
part
this,
of being something good is you have to have humility about yourself, and I am very humble about myself.
there is this poem, and here's where we're going to get into a game. Okay, so there is this poem. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
And it's called English is Tricky Stuff. All right.
It
Now,
sure is.
now here's the challenge. I'm going to try going through the poem and saying it as clearly and concisely as possible.
Right.
If I screw up, you stop me.
Okay.
And then you try. And I'll stop you if you screw up. And we'll do it a couple times just to see how far we can get, because it's a really long poem.
It sure is.
But see, the benefit of this poem to voice actors, at least, is that you're always going to be reading stuff. And sometimes you're going to be reading stuff off the cusp. You're going to be sight reading, you're going to be expected, here's your lines, read them. So if you're constantly screwing up because you can't read what's on the page, then what are you going to do? Not only that, but sometimes things that are said, you're going to have to say them in ways that you aren't exactly used to.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna try first. Okay. So, dearest creature in creation, study English pronunciation. I will teach you in my verse sounds like corpse, corpse, horse, and worse. I will keep you Susie busy and make your head with heat grow dizzy. Tear and I, your dress will tear or tear. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So do you want me to start from the beginning?
Yep. Start from the beginning.
Oh, great. Dearest creature in creation, study English pronunciation. I will teach you in my verse. Sounds like corpse, corpse, horse, and worse. I will keep you Susie busy. Make your head with heat grow dizzy. Tear and I your dress will tear. So shall I, oh hear my prayer. Did you want me to keep going?
Yeah, there's more to it. Keep going until you screw up.
Okay. Just compare heart, beard, and herd. Dies and diet, lord and word. Sword and sward, retain in Britain. Mind the latter, it's how it's written.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Mind the
Yeah, so
latter, how it's written.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. So I'll start off, just so that we can get through the poem, I'll start off where I screwed up, so that we're not just repeating the poem over and over and over again.
Indeed.
All right. So shall I, oh, hear my prayer. Just compare heart, beard, and herd. Dies and diet, lord and word. Sword and sward retain in Britain. Mind the latter, how it's written. Now I surely will not plague you with such words as plaque and og. But be careful how you speak. Say break and stake, but bleak and streak. Cloven, oven, how and low. Script, receipt, show, poem, and toe. Hear me say, devoid of trickery, daughter, laughter, and I don't even know what that word is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that. Terpsichore?
Terpsichore? Terpsichore? What?
Yeah.
Let's go to Google for this one. Because pronounce terpsichore. 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 It's terpsichore.
Well.
And terpsichore, typhoid, measles, topsail, isle, exile, smiles, and reviles.
Similes.
Similes. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good catch.
All right, so I'll go from that line.
From where you did off. So mind the latter, how it's written.
Mind the latter, how it's written. Now I surely will not plague you with such words as plaque and og. Ah, damn it.
Og.
I screwed that up. Og.
Exiles, similes, and reviles. Scholar, vicar, and cigar. Solar, mica, war, and far. One, anemone, balmoral. Kitchen, lichen.
Lichen.
Yeah, lichen. No, lichen is with a Y, isn't it?
Google.
I'm using YouTube. We're both right.
Ah, well, there you go.
Lichen or lichen.
I will. I'll let you get. I'll accept yours.
Well, we're both right, so I wasn't wrong, but you're not wrong either. So laundry or laurel. Gertrude, German, wind and mind. Scene. Okay, I'm just gonna concede there. You go.
And that's where I screwed up again. With such words as plaque and og, but be careful how you speak. Say break and stake, but bleak and streak. Cloven, oven, how and low.
Nope, you said oven.
Oven. Oh, whatever.
It's oven. See, now I want to figure out how to pronounce. Melpomene. Okay, I had to look that up. So scene, Melpomene, and mankind. Billet does not rhyme with ballet, bouquet, wallet, mallet, or chalet. Blood and flood are not like food, nor is mold like should and would. Viscous, viscount, load and broad, toward, to forward, to reward. And your pronunciation is okay if you can correctly say croquet. Crochet. Son of a bitch.
No, you said croquet.
It's crochet, isn't it?
No, you said no. It's croquet. You said it right.
Okay, croquet. Rounded, wounded, grieve, and sieve. Friend and fiend, alive and live. Ivy, privy, famous, claymore. And enamor rhyme with hammer. River, rival, tomb, bomb, comb. Doll and roll and summon home. Stranger does not rhyme with anger, neither does devour with clangor. Souls but foul, haunt but ant. Font, front, won't, want, grand, and grant. Shoes, goes, does, now first say finger, and then say singer, ginger, and linger. Real, zeal, mauve, gauze, gouge, and gauge. Marriage, foliage, mirage, and age. Query does not rhyme with very, nor does fury sound like berry. Dost, lost, post, and doth, cloth, up, post.
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 I'm way back up here.
I'm sorry, David. I just practice reading things a lot.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know where the hell I am.
You messed up at
I
oven.
am. So, is it Cloven?
Cloven, yep.
Cloven, oven, how and low, script, receipt, show, poem, and toe. Hear me say, devoid of trickery, daughter, laughter, and...
Yeah, we both forget how to pronounce that. Carry on, keep going.
Typhoid, measles, topsails, isles, exile, similes, and reviles. Reveals. Revels. Damn it. Go ahead.
All right, now I got to go back down to where I screwed up. Okay, dost, lost, post, and doth, cloth, loth. Job, knob, bosom, transom, oath. Though the differences seem little, we actually say victual.
You screwed up the sentence.
Oh. Yes, I did. I did screw up the sentence. Your turn.
Excuse me, I have to go back up. Exile, similes, and revels. Scholar, vicar, and cigar. Vicar? Don't know.
Keep going.
Solar, Mika, War, and Far. One, Anemone, Balmoral.
Nope. That's anemone.
Anemone. Wow.
You know, like Finding Nemo? The anemone?
I actually never watched Finding Nemo. So.
Oh, anemones are the thing that clownfish live in.
I see.
Yeah, they sting you. And then the second one was Balmoral.
Balmoral.
And if anyone watching this says we're doing something wrong, then I'll probably see it in the comments when we're done. I'm not checking the comments. So where was I? We say actual but victual. Refer does not rhyme with defer. Foffer does, and Zypher, heifer. Mint, pint, senate, and sedate. Dull, bull, and George ate late. Scenic, Arabic, Pacific. Science, conscience, and scientific. Liberty, library, heave, and heaven. Rachel, ache, mustache, 11. We say hallowed, but allowed. People, leopard, toad, but vowed. Damn it, your turn.
I was going to allow it, but okay.
So do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark the difference, moreover, between mover, clover, and cover and clover. I can't let that one slide. Didn't even say the right damn word.
I'm trying to find where I am again.
I don't even remember where you are.
Oh. One anemone. Oh, I can't even say the word.
Anemone.
Anemone?
Anemone. The anemone.
Yeah, that one.
Just cut up all its syllables. Anemone.
Anemone.
You're saying it like alimony, man. But anyways, start from kitchen.
Kitchen, lichen, laundry, laurel. Gertrude, German, wind and mind. Scene.
Melpomene.
Melpomene.
Fuck. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All right, your turn.
All right. Between mover, cover, and clover, leeches, Well, I say this britches, but I know it's breeches.
Where? I'm trying to find it.
Next to leeches. Breeches. They're like the weird pants that you wear.
I know what breeches are. Yes.
Yeah. I say britches. Get your britches on, boys.
Well, breeches,
Yeah.
britches. I'll accept either actually in this one.
Wise, precise, chalice, butt, police, and lice. Camel, constable, unstable, principal, disciple, and label. Petal, panel, and canal. Wait, surprise, plate, promise, pal. Worm and storm, chise, chaos, chair. Senator, spectator, mayor. Tour, but hour, and succor, flower. Glass, gas,
Yep.
gas, Arkansas.
Let's see here.
We're gonna get through this poem, I swear to God.
I'm just trying to figure out where the heck I am. I think I'm on the billet part. The billet.
Mankind. Yeah, you're
Oh.
at billet.
Billet does not rhyme with ballet. Bouquet, wallet, mallet, chalet. Blood and flood are not like food, nor is mold like should and would. Viscous, viscount, load, and broad. Toward, to forward, to reward. And your pronunciation's okay when you correctly say croquet. Rounded, wounded, grieve, and sieve.
Yeah, you said it right, Civ.
Sieve, friend and fiend, alive and live. Ivy, privy, famous, clamor, and enamor rhyme with hammer. River, rival, tomb, bomb, comb, doll and roll, and some and home. Stranger does not rhyme with anger, neither does devour with clangor.
I think so.
Souls but foul haunt but ant. Fund front won't want grand and grant. Shoes goes does, now first say finger, then singer, ginger, linger. Real zeal, mauve, gauze, gouge, and gauge.
Got it. Mauve.
Marriage, what?
Mauve.
Oh, I've always pronounced that as mauve.
Mauve? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll give it to you. But it is mauve. Just to let you catch.
All right.
See how much further you can get before.
Okay. Marriage, foliage, mirage, and age. Query does not. Fuck. I added a word.
When did you add a word? Query does not?
Oh, I guess I didn't. Query does not rhyme with very, nor does fury sound like bury.
Barry. You said Bury.
That's how I say things, man. Okay. Go ahead.
I was where? Gas, alas, and Arkansas. Sea, idea, Korea, area. Psalm, Maria, but malaria.
Maria? Maria?
It's a name.
Yes. Maria.
I've met people named Maria.
All right, fine. I'll give it to you.
Like, that's a name.
Okay.
So, youth, south, southern, cleanse, and clean. Doctrine, turpentine, marine. Compare alien with Italian. Dandelion and battalion. Sally with alley. Yeah, ye, I, a, way, and key. Oh, man. Say never but ever, fever. Neither leisure, skeen, deceiver. Huron, granary.
Huron?
Huron.
Heron.
It's a capital. So it's like Lake Huron.
Yeah, but Huron is H-U-R. This is H-E-R. Huron.
Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes. Where was I?
We're just so far apart now. Okay, just to speed. Do you want to speed things up and start a paragraph after me?
Sure.
Okay, so you start at petal.
Petal, panel, and canal. Wait, surprise, plate, promise, pal. Worm and storm. Chiz?
Chase.
Chase. Okay.
So my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Crevice and device and do you know that word?
No.
Airy.
Sure.
Face but per face.
Perface? No.
Huh.
Preface.
Okay.
All right. So worm and storm,
Chase.
eyes, chaos chair, senator, spectator, mayor, tour, but hour, and succor four.
Flat. Oh, four. I read that flower the first time through.
Gas, alas, in Arkansas. Sia, idea, Korea, area. Som, Maria, but malaria. Youth, south, southern, cleanse, and clean. Doctrine, turpentine, marine. Compare alien with Italian. Dandelion and battalion. Sally with alley, yeah, and ye. I, way, and key. Say aver, but ever for. Fuck.
Ever fever.
Ever fever. Yes.
Okay, where am I again? Um, face but preface, not efface. Phlegm, phlegmatic, ass, glass, base. Large but target, gin, give, verging, opt, out, joust, and score, scourging. Ear but earn and wear and tear do not rhyme, here but air. Seven is right, but so is even. Hyphen, roughen, nephew Stephen. Monkey, donkey, Turk, and jerk. Ask, grasp, wasp, and cork and work. Pronunciation, think of psych. Is appalling stout and spike. Won't it make you lose your wits, writing groats and saying grits? It's a dark abyss or tunnel, strewn with stones, stowed soulless, gunwale. Gunwall.
No, you were right, Gunwell.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
Islington and Isles of Wight. Housewife, verdict, and indict.
Yes.
Finally, which rhymes with enough. Through, plow, or dough, or cough. Hiccup has the sound of cup. My advice is to just give up. I purposely added just, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a bit of a tough poem to get through.
There was a tongue twist, just a very short tongue twister, a little while ago, posted in the group. It was hard. I personally could not get through it. Then again, I didn't try long enough. I probably could have figured it out eventually.
Yeah, it's just holy crap.
Yeah, just how long that was. Now imagine trying to say that entire thing in one go without screwing up.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
No, I really don't think. I don't think I could do it either. So I think 50 minutes is enough. We got 10 minutes or so for outros. David, is there anything you'd like to touch up on?
Not too particularly much. I definitely thank you for having me on today.
Oh, absolutely,
Definitely enjoyable. I learned a lot, actually, just in the 50 minutes that we did this. Certainly is an interesting thing, voice acting.
Oh, of course. Just a lot of people don't realize the amount of effort that goes into it. They think they can just talk into a microphone and everything works out so well. So before we go, do you have any voices that you think you can do? If you give one, I'll let you pick one of two that I can do.
Maybe I'll ask you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay, so I've got any voice like imitations. Imitations are a common thing in voice acting.
Okay, yes.
So, do you think there's anyone you could imitate from any media source? You just need to tell us who it is.
You can do Kermit the Frog pretty good.
Oh, let us hear that. Let's hear that.
Kermit the Frog here today with today's letter. Today's letter is 3.
I'll give you that. That was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. So as I said, I'm a big. I did a Dragon Ball Z thing, so I'll let you pick Krillin or Vegeta. Who would you rather hear me do?
All right, what's your Vegeta? Why
Vegeta.
not?
All right, everyone take a seat. Because I'm about to turn left, and I don't want to slap you with my dick.
Well, crassness aside, that was not too bad.
I can do Krillin better. Oh my god, all I want to do is collect a bunch of stupid pieces of paper. Why do you have to be such a prick about it?
Actually, okay, that was pretty good.
Well, as the Bible always says, love thy neighbor. Krillin, you're a Buddhist. A hungry Buddhist. All right, Chi-Chi, we'll all help you pound your tuna, but only if we can eat it together. But Krillin in the actual anime, that's the abridged version. Krillin in the actual abridged anime had a gravelly voice. Oh no, kind of thing. Oh hey guys, hey Goku. I had a question for you. How do you do that Kamehameha thing?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I certainly try.
Mm-hmm. As for other voice imitations, I really don't do a lot of imitations. I just more do goofy things with my voice. That's all.
Oh, have you heard the have you seen the video of Goofy singing oh, it's a song by Evanescence.
No, I haven't. But
It's like it's like you know that song whenever a role player wants to be really edgy, so they put that as their character's song. Oh,
yes.
now I've got to find it. Evanescence, Bring Me to Life or My Immortal.
Yeah, I know the song you're talking about.
Goofy. Goofy sings Bring Me to Life. Oh god, it's great. Oh, I'm sending that to you right now. Just so that you can have a listen to it. But it's glorious.
Right on.
But anyways, so thank you very much. I will be when the contest comes to a close, I'll be waiting to find out who it is that won.
Okay.
So do make that a mentioning. I feel bad for Facklin because I know that he's already posted his story. I believe didn't Facklin already post his story?
His Halloween story for for the contest?
Yeah.
Good question.
I believe he's already posted it, but he's still got what 4 days left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure he could take that to the grinder and polish it up if he wants to. Of course, I haven't read it, so I can't make any comments on how good or bad it is. But if he really wants that, if he really wants it, then you know it's not like he's out of time, right?
That's correct.
All right. So is there anything you would like to say before we leave?
Not too much more. Again, thanks for having me on the show here. And if people are interested, they can always check out the website.
I have already put the link in the description.
Well, there you go. Then there's not too much more to say on that part.
All right. Well, thank you very much, David.
No problem.
And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and do this. It was a pleasant
my pleasure. Yes, it was. I enjoyed this. Lots of fun.
Yep. Now, for those of you who might be listening, if any of you have a website you'd like to be featured or would like to be on the show in any way, shape, or form, all you got to do is send me a message through here, leave a comment, what have you, and I'll get into contact with you about having you on. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, but I must go. Bye-bye.